This content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill no
Wait a
one.
second.
Oh, no.
When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin versus the World. I'm SeptumSin. We're doing another straight to, well, digital review. This time we're doing Faces of the Dead. Now this is an anthology horror film that has several names that we may know and love, with involvement from people like Cool Duder, Kyle Rappaport, or otherwise Movie Buff 1, and of course one of our friends, Light and Shadow, has a short in there. A little bit more on that as we go. So I came across this, well, I've known about this for a while. I've heard about it from multiple sources. I mean, I've actually got some connections to some of the people involved in some of these films, so I've been hearing rumblings of this for a while. But one thing gets to another, and it's just hard to catch it. So I decided eventually to get it on Vimeo. I'll include a link to it down below so you too can watch this film. I finally went ahead and made the time to watch this. So this has several, well, it's an anthology, so it's several stories. The first part of it is, you know, these just the two YouTubers, Kyle and Cool Duder. They're kind of talking with one another, and they end up one of them ends up being sent this mysterious videotape. They watch it, and then some strange things happen. Then it kind of shifts, I guess, to where you're watching the videotape now, and you have this kind of Elvira-esque hostess that's kind of walking you through all 5 features, with the first one being about this guy who is in the zombie apocalypse, and he's dealing with all of this, kind of flashing back to how it starts. And you know, he's living with his brother. His brother is a video gamer. He's like a paranormal YouTuber, and things just get out of hand really quickly. The next one involves, what was it? There are quite a few of these that get involved. There was one that was this little girl who could see dead people, and well, you know, it's doesn't necessarily work out for her. Then there was another one that kind of takes place in the farther future of the zombie holocaust, and one that is another one that Kyle is involved in with his girlfriend, where they are doing a review, and there is a guy who kills people just for reviewing the movies badly. Is this what this is about, Kyle? Are you gonna like murder me for reviewing this badly? Well, you can come get it. I'm ready for you. I'm ready.
I'm gonna drink your blood like cranberry sauce, meanie.
Well, in all seriously, yeah. Of course, then there's the one that is directed by Light and Shadow, which is a kind of peace of love story with some undead elements added to it. And finally another kind of zombie Holocaust type situation where you've got some survivors in the zombie apocalypse. So let's talk about some fun things about this. One, I do love the use of individuals of color throughout this film. I think it's great to see the diversity and just showing that the universal creativity just of the entire community. It's a great community, the horror community is, and it just really is something. Whenever we talk about Cool Duder, whenever he does his work, I always feel like he does his best work when he's intentionally going over the top. The parts where he's acting like he's like just really crazy and he's like, stuff like that. That just, that to me, I felt like that was really good. That was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I think that's worth checking out just for that alone. And seeing him interact with Kyle, it's really fun, especially when I have interacted with at least one of them on multiple occasions. It's just kind of cool to see that interaction play out. I also liked a lot of the pretext for some of these films, and thought that the one where the girl was seeing the ghosts, that was exceptional. That one had a lot of creepiness and a lot of scariness, especially the end. I really liked it. There's something I just glomped onto. And I also thought that one, especially if you follow Movie Buff One's channel and him and his girlfriend doing their reviews, it really does kind of play home, and it is kind of fun, you know. And of course I was just joking about the review thing, well, unless you mean it.
I'll bite your legs off!
No, not kidding. Okay, but and I really do like the short film that Light and Shadow puts together. This is not the best version of that film. I've seen a better version of it, and that will be available in the future. So, you know, when I hear about more of it, I will let you know, because I want you to be able to get the maximum benefit out of that. So if you kind of like what you see there, keep an eye out, because there will be more to come. And other than that, I thought it was a fairly solid anthology. It was fairly decent. I had a fun time watching it as it ran through. So let's talk about the negatives. I really did not like the sound quality on the first full feature. That first song, not the one with the YouTubers, but the one after that. It's just, you couldn't hear what they were saying at points. The sound would cut out, and maybe that was supposed to be intentional, but it annoyed the heck out of me, and it took something that I should have said was the best one on that and made it, for me, the worst one on there. I really do feel like if the sound quality was better, I would have probably been talking this one's praises up in many ways, because it was really cool. I like how they did it. I think that it was great, and a lot of the interactions were lost in that way. So I don't know whether the presentation was intentional or not, but still, I wish I could have gotten to see it in its entirety. The rest of it, I don't know. There were some parts that were there. I mean, I kind of felt like the last feature was just your standard zombie story, and the market's just so overrun with those. It was good. It was, you know, it was good for what it was, but what it was is in a very overcrowded market. So this was a fairly decent product overall. I look at it as, you know, it wasn't my favorite anthology piece out there, but it did hold a decent level. I would definitely watch this again. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I found as a negative. I mean, not really. I mean, otherwise, for the most part, all the rest of the sound quality was good. Visual quality was fine. Visual effects, for what budget I assume this was under, were pretty decently high. I really liked this overall, and I would recommend this to most zombie fans. Some of this you will have seen before, but other pieces of this I think you'll find as a good surprise. So let's go ahead and put a rating on it. I'll give Faces of the Dead a 6 out of 10. I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you have, of course, click that like button. And, of course, subscribe if you want. And, you know, for me, yeah, sure, it's a good rating, 6 out of 10, but maybe it's not good enough. I'm ready for you, Kyle. I'm ready. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.